So, GV, the first question I think Omkar was asking us is which SKU is giving a lot of volumes and lot of revenue, right? I think those were his two questions.
Let's work on volume.
So, let's look at volumes.
So, the data I guess that we have to use this the sheet which is selling the sales by day.
That is
Sales by day, right? By
day,
day by city. Sales by day by city.
Sales by day by city by
by
SKU.
By SKU we want anyway.
Correct. Correct.
But now it's got so we have to add up.
Yes.
We have to add up the sales. So if you want to find out the sales of M01.
Then one thing we can do is we can do a filter, right? So you can just simply select
only M01.
M01.
M01, okay. That's good, yeah. Give us all the M01s. Now you add up.
Now you add this up.
It's a pain to do it, no?
It's a pain, no? Huh? See,
add up, so we are adding up across all the
cities, all the dates.
All the dates.
It's saying 909. Total sum is 909.
But we have to do for 30.
Yeah, and there's no systematic way of doing this, no?
We need to, so is there, some Excel would have some.
So there is a tool in Excel, it's called pivot table, okay? So what a pivot table allows us to do is to basically look at various cuts of the data on different axes. So in this case, you want it on the M01 sort of axis, right? If you look at the data as a XYZ graph, and you want to say what is the data that is there in this one plane, M01 plane. That's really what pivot tables hopefully will do.
Correct.
So here is what we do. We select this entire data. So now what we do is we go and we say insert pivot table. Now what we want, and let's try and imagine what is the table we want, right? The table we want is that we want rows made of SKUs. So you've got a table in which the rows are M01, M02, M03, M04, and against each SKU you have the sum of all the units that were sold
over 15 days.
Across all cities.
Across all cities.
Right?
Yeah.
So the first thing you do is you take this SKU column and you move it into this thing called rows.
Okay.
Okay. So now you can see that you've got a table which has 30 rows and the row labels are basically your SKU names.
All right, understand.
Now the second thing you should do is you want to know what are the values associated with each of these. So you look at the data correspond in column sale and you move it to sigma values. So now this is giving you sum of sale.
I see. You can do other things also?
You can do other things also. So you could do as an example.
We want sum. It's okay.
So if you look at this, so if you click on this, it will give you a menu. One of the fields there will be value field settings.
Okay.
So if you click on value field settings,
you can find maximum or
instead of sum, I could say count.
Oh, I see.
So it will tell you that
there are 45
entries for F01, which is not a surprise, which is 15 days, 3 distribution centers, right? So everywhere you will see 45 entries, I think. But maybe let's look at some more interesting, right? So instead of
say max or something,
let's look at max. So the highest sale of F01 in a single day from a single DC was 34 units.
36 is also there.
36.
No, for M01.
For F01.
F01 was 34.
For F01 it was 34.
Okay.
For L01 it was 36.
Right.
Okay. But actually what we want right now is sum.
We want sum.
Right. So let's select sum.
Okay.
So, and just to cross check our work,
914
if you remember, 909.
909.
So M01 is 909. Okay. So because I have not selected date or city, those values are ignored.
It seems to have listed this in alphabetical order. Okay.
It will list it on alphabetical order of the SKU names. But actually that is not interesting to us. What we wanted in, and Omkar's question was, which is giving the highest volume. So, you actually want it sorted on sum of sale. You don't want it sorted on alphabetical order, no?
You can sort it.
The only thing is, GV, pivot tables will not allow you to sort on a computed column.
What is a computed column?
So, this is a computed column, because if you look at this, it says sigma value. So, we computed sum of sales.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you want to sort on a computed column, what you do is, you take this table, let's ignore the grand total value, and you copy the values in this table.
Control C.
Control C. And then in another place in the sheet, you paste it as values. So, now this is not a computed value. This is an absolute value.
Okay, okay.
Okay. This table now you can sort.
Okay.
Okay. So, we can sort on, and we want this sorted on.
Column F.
Sorry, I should have collected this also. So now if I say sort, I want it sorted by sum of sales, and I want the highest values first. Correct?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
So I want largest to smallest.
Largest to smallest. Yes. Descending order. Correct.
So this tells you that F01, you sold 914 units across the 3 distribution centers in 15 days. M01, mobile unit, second highest.
With 12,000 rupee price or something like that.
Correct.
You know?
And this was the one, if you remember, the CFO wanted to know why are you not getting supply.
It is generating most of their revenue, looks like.
Correct.
We'll find out when we do revenue. But yeah, looks like that.
Okay.
So we know that 9, okay. So now what? So what it is? What do you want to know? You want to find out which ones are?
So this
We
gives
can just
us
take some number. 3 you can take once. 5. Take the top 5.
top 5. How much? How many units do the top 5 SKUs sell? Is that your?
Because we said we want to find the units which are selling the most.
Correct.
So you have to take some number of these. Take the first 5.
Okay. So we'll take first 5.
But actually that doesn't make sense, no? Because you take, say, 5th, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 457. 6th one is 429. Actually, it's quite nearby. On what basis you will take 5? You can take 10 also.
Yeah.
You
So
take 3 also.
how do we do this?
First 2 are the actual 3. First 3 are doing 9, 8, 9, 6.
First 3 are dominant.
9 and 14, 9 or 9, 8. You can say first 3. You can say first 3.
The other way of doing it, GV, is to let's see totally how many shipments did they do
Altogether.
altogether. So if I go here,
That is there, 7438. You have it on the left.
yeah, 7438, right? Okay. Now the question is, how important is 914 in 7438? It's quite important, I would suspect.
914 is a percentage of 743.
Correct.
Do that, no? Why not?
We can do that.
914.
So we can say this divided by,
Yeah. 12%.
so let me just,
I presume it's important. 12% is a lot.
it is, no?
Yeah. What is that, $F34?
I am just trying to say that I will divide everything by the sum. And if I show it as a percentage, it's 12%. Now, if I do the same thing for all, so you will see that the top 3 are roughly contributing to 12% each of the deliveries. Then there is a bunch of them that are contributing roughly between 6 and 3%. And then actually there is no trend, no? It's like,
It looks, I mean, see, normally there is this principle called Pareto Principle.
okay,
Pareto Principle says that in any naturally occurring thing, 80% of the things will be done by 80% of the things will be contributed by 20% of the causes. Or 20%
Oh, I
of the
see.
things. Yeah.
Okay.
Always, usually.
Okay.
Usually, the
Okay.
most naturally occurring things. So if you are selling, for example, 80% of the sales will be from 20% of the products.
So in this case, you are
30
saying
products are there.
80% of the volumes will come from 20% of the SKUs.
I don't know, volume is, I don't know whether it's happening. Surely when we see revenue, you might see it. But the usually 80, yeah, generally it's like that. A large percentage of your,
Shall we do the computation and see?
Yeah, we can add that and see.
So
what we're doing is accumulating, right? Adding.
We will need to accumulate, no? So we will, because you want to, what you are saying is totally.
You can compute the percentage, add the percentages.
I can add the
percentages.
I can add the volumes, I think.
Let's add the volumes and then take the percentage, whichever way. Yeah.
Okay. Now, so the first unit, the topmost unit was contributing 914 deliveries. The first two units are contributing 914
plus 909.
Plus 909.
Yeah. Now first three.
The first three are contributing 1823 plus 896. Correct?
Correct. Let that you keep going.
So now if I
double click that, you get all the way. Yeah.
Right?
Okay. This is good. Yeah.
And this you are saying I can do a percentage.
Percentage of the total.
Percentage of the total. Okay, let's do that. This.
We could have done the percentage and added also.
We could have actually. Yeah. But now when I click.
Okay, let's see what's going up.
Let's see
so
what's
we're getting to 80%.
80% is, so let's say here, right? Roughly here is 80. I think
15.
this is like
15 items, so it's no use.
No, it doesn't seem
half the items are contributing. So this is not showing any.
No, it's not half, it's about 11.
Where's 11?
See, you're beginning on row 4.
Oh, row 4.
And up to row 15. So roughly 11 items are contributing 80. So 11 out of 30 would be about 40%. 40% is contributing 80.
Something somewhat close to, I mean, but it's not really. We should see about 6 items, 6 to 7 items.
That is what the rule, the principle was saying.
Should be like that.
Should be like.
Generally, if you have a shop, any large shop.
Correct.
I think maybe because we have 30 items. But if you have a large number of items, this is what you will see. A few items will be contributing to majority of the sales.
In terms of
volume or revenue, both cases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so in this case, the Pareto rule is not strictly applying.
Should we then, for the same way, GV, then let's look at, because anyway, Omkar was asking us for revenue also.
So in this case, can we say that the F01, M01 and L01, those are the 3 items?
Looks like, no?
Kind of.
Because they are dominant. I
think items.
A third of your sales are coming just from 10% of your
something like that.
SKUs.
Something like that. Yeah. 10% is contributing third. Yeah, something like that.
10% is contributing a third.
Okay.
But then let's go and see. Omkar was asking us anyway for revenue also. Which are the SKUs that are contributing to revenue? So why don't we repeat this analysis for revenue?
We should do that.